Mayan Gabi, no matter where you are in the world. We're trying yet another live stream from the neighborhood and seeing how it's gonna go. The other day I tried it from here, and for whatever reason the stream just wouldn't bind. And it's working today. Gotta love modern technology. That you're gonna have to work with me if you notice I'm missing something. I know I had them earlier. There they are. Oh, stupid. There they are. I got my glasses. Now, as soon as I get comments, I can actually start seeing comments. That what I'm doing today, for a couple of reasons, I want to scout the neighborhood. And back in here, I've flown the drone a couple times, but because you've got tall buildings on both sides, the signal's really hampered and the range is really hampered because of it. And so what I'm going to try and do, there's a couple locations that I'm thinking might work okay, or possibly even quite well for it. I would like to get some city scenes, some cityscapes, some shots, good drone shots of the neighborhood of in the city. Man, buntag. Man, buntag pud. Kumusta ka? Oop. Yeah, the guy's out front for the there we go. The guy's out front for the tricycles. Now down here, you see, out here may not be too bad, other than there's a ton of wires right here. And that's something that you've got to worry about. If that lot wasn't quite so overgrown, again, it gives you a nice area to start from. See, I've thought about heading down that way, but right at the end of that is the Guadalupe River. That might be kind of cool to go to, but there's a bunch of trees, and I don't know how comfortable I am about being right in front of somebody's house when I do that, because there's houses on both sides right by there. Yeah, they're doing some major renovations to this unit. I'm not sure if it's townhome, condo, apartment, or what. Renovations?
Yes, sir.
New owner?
No.
Huh?
No.
Oh, okay. But he didn't seem very talkative, so. Yeah, I was scouting around on the Google Maps the other day, doing their street view, And this place is fairly new. That the 2018 map even, or the 2018 Street View doesn't show it here. It shows a different building completely. Yeah, still not getting any comments. Oh, shoot. I knew I was forgetting something. And I forgot my bag. I'm really good about remembering that shoulder bag, but I seem to have forgotten it this time. Was thinking about heading back and taking, just getting it, so. Mahmoud, I got my American phone, which has my ID and all that stuff with me, so I'm good with that. I think I got a whole whopping like about 40, 50 pesos in cash. Which I guess if I get mugged, that's not a bad thing. Yes, I just realized I forgot that. Those are kind of pretty flowers. I like those. I wonder where we could get some of those. See, there's a full-size yellow rose. So roses do obviously grow pretty well here. One of the two we got is blooming nicely and is repeatedly bloomed. The other one isn't blooming at all. So sometime this weekend I'm gonna put it in ground and see if we can get it to bloom a little bit. I've got the Miracle Grow plant food and all that fun stuff. Morning. Buntak. Now, one of the possible drone locations that I was thinking might work trying to make sure I don't get run over. Is right down here. Yeah, that I definitely understand that. Canada's elections are coming up real quick. And so, yeah, trying to keep on top of that stuff in your own country is a huge deal. I can definitely appreciate that. You'll have to message them back, no worries. That's definitely way more important than watching some fat guy wander around a neighborhood. Now, right in here, other than these wires, because the road widens out so quickly, that it widens right here, that it just pops out suddenly into a genuine two-lane thing. And so I'm thinking if I've got a landing pad, I'm going to like right in here, just as it edges out. And I'll just have to make sure to take off and head that way quick. The only thing that it would be potentially a little bit of a challenge is coming back. I'm going to have to do kind of a little bit of a diagonal coming down for a landing. But this may not be too bad. And there's some trees and such. But I'm thinking it could be a possible site. Because the drone flight, by the time it gets down to this road, you're already losing camera, you're already losing too much signal for me to be comfortable flying it like that. So this is a potential area. There's a couple others down here that I'm thinking might be good. And you'll have to excuse me. I'm also watching a lot of traffic and other stuff going on in the neighborhood. So a friend of mine tells me I don't multitask well at all. Unfortunately, I can't disagree with him. My mind wanders horribly. I did manage to go scuba diving yesterday. Yay, finally. It was more refresher stuff. Unfortunately, my BCD broke. The other gentleman that was with me, the dive master that was with me, we swapped the low pressure hose because it wouldn't attach to his BCD, and I really wanted to use my regulator. And so by swapping the low pressure hose, it was able to hook up to my regulator was able to hook up to his BCD. He's thinking it probably can't be repaired, but isn't sure. And I'm not entirely sure if I want it repaired. It's at least 15 years old. It's antiquated for scuba gear. Yeah, if the wind noise starts to get to be a little bit too much, say something. But again, there's some overhead issues. Again, pretty stereotypical Philippines, that the power lines are insane. Granted, most of it's all low voltage electric. Telephone, internet, etc. This particular site, I think, would have to wait until Papa got here to where I would have someone that is fluent in local language. That him and I have walked down here a couple times. Yeah, today would not be a drone day, that's for sure. The drones are really good about wind, but this is getting kind of strong. I wonder what this is. I know it's an abandoned house, but in a way, I would love to get one of these older houses like this and do a restoration, but I'm not sure this is restorable. That would be something I'd need to do, is get a local architect to come in and check it out. Because the upstairs is all wood, more the ancestral home type. And with the earthquakes and hurricanes and such that they have here, it's not uncommon to have these that the foundation has some damage in it too. But I was kind of thinking down in this area might be kind of cool too. And at least heading in that direction, there's some decent open areas. So, and by the time you get to another building, you're actually a fair ways off. So in that direction may not be too bad. Again, coming back this way, you're back into the metal buildings and the heavy concrete, and I have a feeling that's going to screw with signal. And I'm not entirely sure what that is. And since there's dogs and stuff barking and such, I'm not going to mess with what that is. But yeah, I think it's somewhere in this area. It may not be bad, but because it's so deep in a neighborhood, and even just coming down here, I've got some people watching. The time we came down, that I was with Papa, and a couple of people came up. Yeah, hey, how you doing? And polite but curious. And so before I did something like that, I would want Papa with me. That way he would be able to talk with them while I flew. Now, we've been told this building is an apartment of some kind, but I've never seen it, nor have I ever found the front to it. And they said the front is where the information on the apartments are. May muntak. Bakit na? Apartments? I've never found where the entrance is. Enjoy. Salamat. Yeah, that's the other kind of cool thing here is that people are generally really friendly and comfortable about answering questions and stuff like that. So, ooh, nice bike. Yeah, some of the other issues about trying to walk in these neighborhoods. Yeah, that's the street we just came down. Now over here in Guadalupe, they have a lot more nicer, higher end places, as well as some that are kind of run down. Man, buntag Jaja. Shouldn't it be Jaja? That yes, I'm making fun of your accent. My apologies. Man, buntag. Now, when we first, one of our older live streams, one of these was for rent. Papa and I came down here, and one of these was for rent that we were kind of looking at it. An attorney lives here. Hey Jojo, do you scuba dive by chance? Did I finally manage to go out and go on our first scuba dive? My Muntak. Since we got here. Yeah, traffic's a little tight today. And that's one of the things. Right now, the traffic and such, my Muntak, because of all the silliness going on, it is light. It's low down. It's low. I'm not entirely sure this will be a whole lot of fun when things do get back to normal. So I'm not sure Cebu City is where we're going to wind up settling. Now, up until very recently, there'd always been a whole bunch of construction going on here. So I don't know what they're doing, but this kind of looks like they might be building a guardhouse. They may be doing a new subdivision in here. They'll definitely look like subdivision gates. Mahambundak! See, this house kind of fascinates me. It's more of a ancestral home, but it's been kept up nicely. Mahambundak. Mahambundak! Light and Life Christian Fellowship. That until we found the church we're going to, I was actually thinking about trying to find out more info on that one. I think all of their services are in Visayan or Tagalog though, so that was a huge thing for me. I'm learning, but I don't speak anywhere near well enough to listen to a sermon in Visayan. This Sing Sung Bono Apartel? Granted, we've only been here a few months, but I've never seen anybody working on it. You can see the power's not hooked into it. And so I guess they just stopped building. So I don't know what's going on. But in the Philippines, that's not terribly uncommon either. Papa and I accidentally went down that way a couple times. Not a whole lot down that way, and it actually wound up being a dead end. Now this is something you really don't see in a lot of these neighborhoods. Both sides actually have a legitimate sidewalk. But a stereotypical Philippine sidewalk. Be careful. Now Papa said this was kind of a, that he's heard of these before. That they're a private school, but a little bit higher end private school. And yeah, see if I can get across the street. I don't know if they're native around here or what, but bougainvillea are insanely popular around here. And they've got more variety, more color than I've ever seen on bougainvillea, so. There you go, Cindy. First Christmas pearl I've seen up on a house. Okay, I need to get into a little bit of a more shady area. Yeah, I read part of your comment, Judge. I didn't read the second one yet. Scuba diving's not for everybody. It's kind of fun if you enjoy it, but it can be horribly terrifying or just generally horrible if you don't enjoy it. If you're kind of curious but not sure and don't want to spend money on the lessons, a lot of dive shops offer what they call Discover Scuba. And what that is they kind of take you through like the first class, 20 minutes, an hour, and let you get kitted up with dive gear and go with an instructor right there with you. May buntag. So it's perfectly safe, even if they're doing it in open water. There we go. Yeah, I tried to sign up to the Prime account, and the credit card I was using wasn't being accepted, so that particular credit card is about worthless in my opinion. Jojo Cracker, that's a big thing I would love to be able to do. And one thing I am horribly kicking myself and it took us for not doing when I lived there is getting up on Queensland Manor and flying. That would have been an awesome and an outstanding area to go to, but I don't have access there anymore, and trying to do an overnight rental in that place would be, I don't know. Something like that would be kind of an idea. And the people who own our compound, it's my understanding they also own a lot of commercial property. And so I may get with Doc and see if I could get permission to go with one of the guys. And the kids' meals from Jollibee, I guess, do or did have Hello Kitty to them. We may need to go to JoJo. We may need to go to Jollibee. Get permission from Doc to go to one of the buildings and access the roof to do just that. Because yeah, that would be the ideal, perfect thing to do. Room for rent at Tupelo Flats. Isn't there a Tupelo, Georgia? Or Alabama? Isn't there a Tupelo somewhere down in there? Georgia, Alabama, something like that. Mahmuddak. Yeah, he's way bigger than I am. I'll let him go first. Oh, that's a private jeepney. That a lot of people will walk on the other side. I don't like traffic in the Philippines coming up that close to me that I'm not seeing as they're coming up to me. Not big into surprises, 4 feet off my, 4 inches off my shoulder. I was kind of thinking down in here might not be too bad. But they're doing a lot more construction here than I thought. A month or so ago, we were here and they were dropping off all that stuff. And that gave you a nice area to park in over there. So I'm not 100% sure that would work at this point. And I don't know, that might still work. That might still work. Because right there might be a good place to take off. Because you're just that side of the wires, all these wires. And that'd give you a place to land. And as far as trying to fly and do controlling, you could get back up in here and stand. And that'd get you well off the street. What an elaborate house they're starting to build over there. I can see a comment, but I can't see much. There we go. I knew I heard that name. Okay, it's spelled differently. It's spelled quite differently. Huh. That can't be a house. This might be a house, depending on how far up they go with it. I guess they might be building some more apartments. He's on the phone, or I'd ask him. Yeah, people sometimes come through here rather quickly. Which is also why I try to get a move on when I get a chance. I used to work with a guy named Thibodeau. But I know that there's a Thibodaux, Louisiana. Because the other possibility I've thought of, which would be a little bit harder for takeoff and landing, what we'd be doing it right here on the bridge. Because I'd really like to get some drone shots of the river area. But you could only be 3-4 feet high and have to get out away from the bridge before you started going up, because you got a friggin' spaghetti nest of wires right above that go over the bridge. On this side wouldn't be too bad, but you've got a pipe that takes up quite a bit of the space. So I guess what I could do, take off and fly over this way and up, which wouldn't be that big of a deal. I just need to make sure there was no cars or jeepneys or something like that coming. That I actually transferring into a different barangay now. The wiring and everything that goes on. My bundak. And here is kind of interesting to say the least. Oh, MCWD. There actually is a Maricopa County Water District back in Phoenix, or back in Arizona. I'm assuming that's Metro Cebu Water District. So here's another one that's got rooms for rent. And they say rooms. I'm not sure if they mean just that or if they're talking about apartments. See, that's what I mean by walking on this side. That scooter wasn't 6 inches off my arm when he passed. Yeah, a little sorry. Oh, the water refilling station's closed. There's also a laundry service next door to it. When we come back and build a house, I was teasing Cindy that that would not be a popular street name in the U.S. Good Lord. Something dead down here. Yeah, I haven't been down this street at all. That somebody sent me a text that Love Beyond the Sea actually had a live stream just before we started, and I guess he just finished up that. I got on his for a little bit, and I know how hard it can be when you don't have viewers, or apparently don't have viewers, and so I got on his and chatted with him for a little bit, and a few people showed up for it, so it was actually really cool. Oh wow, that is a nice looking house. Nindo Balai, Dagong Balai. I'm thinking these are condos or apartments. I wouldn't be in love with the 3-floor walk-up, but you know, hey, I'm certain the top floor would probably have some really cool views. Like I say, this Guadalupe area and Lahug area, especially where the two border, that there's some serious money in these a lot of these houses, and according to Papa, that this was where the rich district used to be, and still is to a point. They do have a Beverly Hills area over in Lahug. The I think C family, the family that owns SM stores, the SM chains live at, and a lot of the extremely prominent families live at. And yeah, I'm kind of scouting and see whether or not. I'm not sure this would work because of too many high dollar places. The open area, the out of the way area would work well. But again, because of too many high dollar places, I don't think, I think there may be a unwanted attention. I think would be the best way to state that one. There's a vacant lot. You might be able to buy that and build. I'm still thinking that first side street that's real close to the house, and then the bridge itself might be the number 1 and 2 choices. But yeah, I don't think there would be any place. Again, if Papa's with me, this might work. And that way, if there's a family or somebody that does complain about it, Papa could explain, no, we're not taking pictures of you. He's way over there. You can see his phone and see that I'm not videoing their place. Because I could see that being the big issue that some of these people have, is that they don't want their place videoed for a lot of reasons. And I could see them being concerned about somebody staking out their place for robbery and stuff like that. So, shy of having Papa with me, I wouldn't do this one. Drones here can be a lot of fun. I've seen some beautiful drone work that John, it would definitely be worth bringing. Where you're at, and Argyle, even the cityscape shots, like I'm trying to figure out a way to get, would be a lot more doable. I would love to go back down and get some shots of that downtown park by that Belhuerte Resort, Belhuerte de Argyle Resort. But yeah, that's definitely big time lawyer, doctor, business owner. But oh, a little bit of slippery road right there. There's another street that way that it looked like it may have had a construction yard or something at the end of it. Good Lord. Something died here. On the way in, there's a dead, rotting animal or something over there. Maybe one of the roosters that lost. I don't know. Yeah, that could be a bad thing. With all the water and as steep as that is, I don't want to be out there. I'll let these guys go by to where I can get out on the dry spot. Come on, dude, you gotta... There we go. Because that's just it. The other thing too is I need to make sure there's someplace I can get either Rusty or Sunshine parked when I do these drone shots. That Lumpia Life was up in Nasipit for a while, and he did drones. He lost his drone over at that sunken cemetery. Uh, it he took it up, and there was high wind, and he couldn't get it back. And unfortunately, it went down in the ocean. But I don't know if he ever managed to recover it or not. That, yeah, I'm not sure this would work out terribly well at all for a drone shot. And a lot of the smaller cities, man, Mundak. Okay, it is a construction site. And that's a dead end. So yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that looks to be a construction yard, but it's a dead end into it. Mundak. Looking for drone sites. To fly drone?
Yeah.
Trying to find an open area to fly from. Oh, there's the backside of that big house. But yeah, I don't know, this might work. And again, I'd need Papa here. I would definitely need Papa here, that way, well, when somebody came out and asked, and I think somebody would come out and ask, he could explain.
Good morning, Philippines.
Mayang buntag, sir. That I was checking the I hadn't thought to check lately how the signal was going out. It's getting time I need to renew. I keep on signing up for the unlimited 5G. And that's seeming to do pretty well for me. This phone lets me dedicate oh, sorry. Lets me dedicate the different things to the different SIMs. So the mobile data is dedicated to the smart SIM, but text and voice is dedicated to Globe. So that way I don't have to remember to switch back and forth like I used to. And that way I just come in and turn it on in the morning. And Smart, for whatever reason, seems to have much better data service. Plus they have the 5G, which this phone is capable of. So I will typically do that one because it's an unlimited plan. when you're in 5G. If you get into an area that only has 4G, 12 gigabytes a month is what you have, and so far I haven't went through the entire 12. And then I've got a 8 gigabyte backup of magic data that it doesn't expire. So that way, if I ever do go happen to be in areas and blow through the entire amount, at least on Smart, I've got extra data. Because when I was using Globe, I had to go buy data every day and all that good stuff, and it just got to be kind of a pain. This is at Guadalupe River. If you walk down and into it, go back that way, that we're right the other side of those trees. As a matter of fact, I think one of the houses that we look at that we went down that side street on, it's like right there. Old paint roller. Yeah, I'm thinking this may not work out too bad. So I can park Rusi right over there, set a landing pad here, and take off and go. This may not be too bad, and it'll let me get some drone shots of the Guadalupe River. So I may have to come down here this weekend and see if I could do that. Huh. So that is going to be a residential building. That's going to be a house. Ma'am Bundak. Pangatana. Bala. Live streaming. Balay og apartment. Ah.
Apartment.
Oh, apartments?
Oh, you like it? Yeah.
Nice views.
Thank you.
Man, put that. Now this one looks like they've had some work done to it. I'm not sure if it's the same owners or not. See, buildings here are so freaking close to each other and so on top of each other. That it's hard to tell if it's the same person or not. And the water meters out front don't give you any clue either. That a nice little sari store. I'm kind of curious what these apartments look like. I may come back down and see if the guy would be willing to show me one. I may need to come back and check that one out. I've threatened to do that a couple times. May buntak. Oh, I think there might be parking underneath. Main buntak. Oh. Gotta love traffic in the Philippines. But yeah, I'm gonna wind up going over an hour today because I'm gonna be dead. I'm heading back, and I know I'm more than like 8 minutes from the house. That about a month ago, that came through and closed up a lot of these small lotteries, these small-time lotteries. That the people weren't registered or paying, so I guess you have to post a $2 million bond, or yeah, $2 million, 2 million peso bond, about $20,000, or no, about $40,000. You got to post a pretty big bond to do those in case to guarantee you got enough money for winners. This area always intrigues me on how the building and stuff is, which is why I want to get some drone shots down that river. Man, what the? That, like JoJo said, that as far as getting into Cebu City, the city proper, I'd really need to find someplace I can get up on a rooftop somewhere. After I can get up some drone shots and start getting some more and show Doc what I'm doing, I may sit down with him and see if he'd be willing to allow me access or schedule a time or whatever to be allowed access to one of his rooftops. Like even one of the days that his guys are doing maintenance or something like that. Man, buntak. Man, buntak. Sore, sore. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there's houses back in there. But yeah, I definitely check traffic before you just step out and cross the street here. Some days just walking is enough to take your life in your own hands. I was gonna. Oh, okay. He's pulling in there. I'd stepped out of the way to let him by, but I guess that's what he wasn't what he was waiting for. Man, buntak. Get back over in the one in the shade and facing oncoming traffic, although I think this is actually a one-way street. Or at least the sign back there said it was one way. No. I need Papa with me. I'm kind of curious what's going up there. Because it's looking like a little mini subdivision of some kind. And I'm curious if this house is condemned or what, because I don't see anybody in it, if it's abandoned, if they bought it and it's going to be tore down or what. But the way they tied into it doesn't look like it's going to be abandoned or tore down at least. But who knows? They do a lot of strange things here in the Philippines for building and such. That I love a lot of the older architecture here. That some of these neat older, they call them ancestral homes, still fascinate me. And the other thing that is kind of cool, if you'll notice, I don't know if I'm pointing in the right area, the overhangs are very long, very wide. And I was told that was to help with shading that side of the building. And actually, if you'll notice, even on some of the newer construction, where's my finger? There it is. That they'll have real long overhangs. And I've been told that that's, whoa, I could, yeah, the sidewalk just has this drop off getting into a driveway. And ironically, it's in front of a lawyer's house. That, but again, here, you're expected to watch out and take care of yourself. That watch where you're walking, idiot. Which I respect. That I worked for the city of Phoenix for way too long. And that was a huge part of our job, is just preventing liability because of people suing the snot out of you. That the streets department was the third most sued division pretty much every year within city of Phoenix. And it was from exactly that. People, remember that people tripping on sidewalks or hitting a pothole or whatever and suing the city for insane amounts of money just because they could. And there's been frequently, pretty much every year, that there's at least one or two that are $1 million plus lawsuits that people are trying for. Most of them either get dismissed or the risk management department convinces them to take a much more reasonable alternative. And sadly, it's not at all uncommon. People that hit a pothole have a dented rim on our car, and it's often cheaper for the city of Phoenix to just replace the rim, do the alignment and repairs to the front end, and deal with it versus fighting the lawsuit. putting more fiber line in. May buntag.
May buntag. Ay, spec Cebuano.
Gamay lang.
Gamay lang, konti lang.
Konti?
Tagalog, konti, Tagalog.
Konti?
Oh, konti. Gamay lang.
Wala Tagalog. Bisayan hard enough. Enjoy your day. That a lot of people will start speaking to me in Bisayan when I greet them or say a couple things, and I have to tell them goodbye long, only a little. Yeah, these tricycles, the pedal cabs, that they deliver everything from people to products to whatever. Cindy knows one of the drivers. Cannot think of his name to save my life right now. But he's the guy that goes down and gets our water for us. That he takes the 2 5-gallon jugs and jumps on his tricycle, runs down and fills them up and pedals them back. My buntag. That yeah, he's actually got a ladder on the back of it to help with it. My buntag. Live streaming. That it's amazing the stuff that people put on scooters and anything else here. But it just kind of struck me as funny. I thought it was a computer or something that he had to do repair work with. I didn't realize it was a ladder until I passed it. Which, yeah, that's kind of cool. And that's kind of the neat thing to the Filipinos, that they realize what they need to get done, accept what they have, and then figure out a way to do it. That they don't sit there and fuss and cry and whine that I don't have this, I don't have that. That they see what needs to be done, they see what they have, and they figure out a way to do it. My buntag. Oh, Ryan's the guy's name. Okay, thank you. I am horrible with names. Most of your names I actually have on the Facebook page in your profile handle, so that helps me kind of remember too. Yeah, there's a squirrel issue here. I love these flowers. I'm not sure what they are, but they kind of look like that bird of paradise. That those are really cool, but they're big. I don't know what. I wouldn't know how to. And I don't know what they're called. The yellow flowers here. Again, when Papa gets back, he may know how to. He may know, one, what they are, and two, he may know how to cultivate them. My buntag. My buntag. My buntag. That it's amazing the amount of stuff you get delivered on scooters here. Every time we order Food Panda, that it comes on scooter. Most everything we get from Lazada comes by scooter. Other than Balikbayan boxes that are just flat out too big, and I've seen people do videos with the and granted, it's more out in the provinces where they're more common, but I've seen people do vlogs that show the Balikbayan boxes showing up on a tricycle. or not a tricycle, but the cargo trikes, the scooters that have got just the flat cargo area, not the passenger area. Yeah, we'll let him come out before I talk. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure what he was doing, so I wanted to let him get it done with it. Man, budak. And here we are back at the okay, yeah, depending on where in California, you might be able to grow some stuff here. And here we are back at Toad Chip Compound. So, there we go. From Toad Chip Compound in Cebu City, Guadalupe. Mayang buntag. And thanks guys for showing up and having our chats. Oop. There we go.